Now, our special guest today is at the helm of one of the most innovative homegrown brands in the Philippines, Sunnies. What began as a humble eyewear label has organically grown into a full-fledged lifestyle brand, now spanning cosmetics, food, and even reaching international markets. Under his leadership, Sunnies has become a testament to the vision, creativity, adaptability, and the power of diversification. Joining us today to share more about this remarkable journey is the company's CEO and co-founder, Eric Dee.
Thank you for having me, Maiki.
Okay, we're happy to have you, Eric. Sunnies is an amazing brand. What you guys have done with it in a short span of time, you just celebrated 11 years recently.
Yes.
And my gosh, how much have you risen from a humble eyewear shop? Now you've got over 250 stores locally. You just opened in Mall of Asia. Tell us about the growth of this brand. How did Sunnies first come to be?
Well, I guess if you look at it, just coming from the opening of our biggest store, what started as a 6 square meter store 10 years ago has now become a close to 600 square meter store. So I think that is a story of growth. In that store, you'll find every single category or brand that we've put up in the past 11 years. So as you mentioned, we started off as a sunglasses brand, eventually ventured into prescription eyewear, beauty, cafe, coffee, and recently this year we just opened a brand extension with Sunnies Flask.
Yeah, the growth has been phenomenal. You know, a lot of people say don't do business with friends. Don't do business with friends, but you went the other way. And in many ways, you're going the other way, and it's working for you guys. You started this business with a couple of friends. You shared a passion for fashion. Talk to us how this group came together and how you initially started the vision for Sunnies.
Well, I guess if you look at our team, I would consider it the dream team. Like, I'm so lucky to be working with, I would say, geniuses in their own field. I work with my wife, who handles product innovation for the entire Sunnies group. I work with Georgina, who handles brand, Martine, creative, and Jess, who handles also our brand for the beauty business.
Mm-hmm. Now, why initially eyeglasses? You started out as sunglasses, and then the growth since then was extremely organic. One thing just kept leading to another. Talk to us about why you chose sunglasses to begin with, and then the pivots along the way.
I think when you look at our journey, it started with sunglasses initially because we saw the gap in the market. Like during that time, 10 years ago, you would see probably high-end or designer brands, but not a lot of very affordable, accessible brands that gave the entire experience. When you had affordable items or affordable sunglasses, you would usually find it in a corner of a store, not even highlighted properly, scratched in a swivel. What we did was to transform the behavior of people buying accessible sunglasses. And I think that DNA sprawls across all the brands we've launched so far.
Yeah, everything that you touch is cool. Right? You created a brand with a cult following. Eric, can you give us an idea of the breadth and scope of your operations at present? How much have you grown in these 11 years?
So for 11 years, as you mentioned, we are available across 250 channels, both locally and internationally. We have now 5 categories that we play around with. We've also grown our, I would say, our team from starting with the founders to now close to 1,500 individuals making Sunnies happen. 300 of those will be in the head office where we come up with our creative innovations, product launches, and potentially new brand or categories. Mm-hmm. We also have 200 doctors on board Sunnies for our eyewear business.
Fantastic. Talk to us about your physical and online reach in terms of physical retail channels and online retail channels. Where in the world are you?
So for online and offline, predominantly we are in the Philippines for offline channels. In Vietnam, we're available in close to 15 outlets. For our beauty brand, we're available across Southeast Asia through Singapore, Malaysia. China is also a very strong channel for us, and Middle East.
Mm-hmm. Talk to us about your target demographic, the age range of the people that love your brand.
Well, we we are obsessed with our consumers, right? We are very strong in the 18 to 34 market. 70% of those are women. And I think when we look at our target demographic, these are people who are very exposed in terms of they're always online, they travel, so they see what's happening globally and that they expect for local players to, I guess, offer.
Now, reception for your brand. When you launched Sunnies Face, your website couldn't handle the volume, and in 10 minutes, you sold everything out. 3 million views when you launched Sunnies Face online. Talk to us about that experience. What did you learn from,
that was crazy.
From that crazy volume?
We weren't prepared, to be very honest. Like, we didn't expect that much volume, thus crashing the website. So what we felt was a very aggressive approach of buying our initial inventory for a good 6 months. We basically ran out in a good month. And a lot of people were saying, is this a marketing gimmick that you guys run out? And we're like, no, we really have to close our stores
because we had honest to goodness.
Because we had nothing to sell. We even had to approach the malls and say, we're trying to control purchases. We'll only open from 12 to 6, and there will be a cap in the number of items people can buy. Right?
That in itself, the scarcity makes the demand even go up.
For us, it was a lost opportunity, but it was a good problem.
It was a good marketing, it was a good marketing tool too for you guys.
And up until today, that is our fastest, the biggest contributor to our beauty portfolio, which is the fluff mat.
Okay, talk to us about that. How did that become such a best-selling product? I mean, even the name is so catchy. I like how you go in the directions that nobody else does.
When we launched the beauty business with Sunnies Face, a lot of people were questioning how we did it. We launched with 1 item and 9 SKUs. They were saying, how could you achieve the sales volume or your targets with 9 SKUs? But we believed in the product so much that eventually, we placed our bets with 1 product, and so far it's been our best.
With the steady growth of Sunnies, do you have any plans to take the company public or to open up the company to new investors?
Nothing's off the table, right? So if the opportunity comes, then we're always open to it. In fact, we've been meeting with a lot of potential investors that have looked at our brand, and it's been overwhelming in terms of interest. I guess when you look at the categories we play in, for sunglasses, we are the #1 sunglasses brand in the country. This is above all the international brands in the country. Just recently, we were also recognized as the #1 optical brand in the country. So in a short amount of time, we've been able to, I guess, showcase what the brand is all about. In the beauty business also, we are, I think, the only Filipino brand that has been recognized globally. We won Best Matte Lipstick under the Allure.
That's fantastic, Eric. You guys are a truly homegrown brand that has gone global. And talk to us about your business strategy over the next 5 to 10 years. What are the markets that you really want to focus on?
I guess when you look at our portfolio, we always say, we've only scratched the surface in the Philippines, despite having 250 locations. There's so much opportunity for us to venture into new categories, new product lines. And I guess the consistency of our brand and the way we showcase it has resonated to a lot of our consumers. So I think you will see a lot of expansion happening locally, but we're also focusing on a lot of Southeast Asia expansion. So we have a couple of countries that are in the works that we're planning to expand to, hopefully in 2025.
What are those countries, Eric?
So we're looking at Thailand as a big opportunity for us. We're already available in Vietnam, so we're going to be very much more aggressive in expanding in that area.
How important is localization as you tap these new markets, as you go to Thailand and all these other markets? How important is localizing Sunnies while still maintaining that core pagka-Filipino? How important is it?
I think it's very, very important, right? I think it's one of the key factors you consider when you expand to a different country, right? We are fortunate to have partners that share insights on how different the countries are in terms of behavior. And this is something that we look into in terms of products that we launch or how we sell items. Philippines is very, I would say, dynamic and alive when it comes to the mall culture. In other countries, it might be different. So for example, in China, a lot of the purchases come from online, right? And because of the difference in skin tone too, we had to come up with a different line that was specifically for the China market. In Vietnam, similarly, we had to change the format of how our stores would display items just to be able to adapt to Vietnam, the Vietnamese culture.
Market, right?
Yeah.
As you scale up, Eric, what are the biggest challenges you face?
Well, it's always growing the team. Like we have a very creative and young team. Once we expand outside of the Philippines, it's setting up. It feels like we're, again, a startup doing it from day zero, right? So those are the challenges that we are facing. But I think at this point, we're very confident that we can compete with the rest of the world.
It's fantastic. Looking ahead, 5 to 10 years from now, what does success look like for the Sunnies brand?
Success has always been for us, the vision since day one was to create beauty in everyday things. So I think when you look at Sunnies as a brand, we've now materialized in that vision with the categories that we've opened. Expect in the next 5 to 10 years for us to have more product categories, more brands that we will come up with. And I think when we look at expansion, we'll probably be across Asia.
Like what? What products? What brands?
There are a lot of
in the pipeline. Whatever you can share with us.
It has to be confidential for now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Some advice to all the entrepreneurs watching that would like to someday, like you, maybe start or grow a homegrown brand so well that, like you, they can tap the overseas market and really represent the country on a global scale.
I think I would say consistency with, pushing your brand. Since day one, we've always been brand building because this is the thing that differentiates us. This is the thing that people are aware of, right? And in the office as well, or within the Sunnies culture, we're obsessed with our customers. Like how we've evolved from our first year of business up until to where we are today has been such a dramatic difference. And we keep on innovating, evolving, adapting to a different customer behavior. And I think that obsession has led us to growing our community and our reach.
Well, looking forward to you growing your community and your reach, and we'd love to tell that story too as it comes along. Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you so much, Maiki.
That was Eric Dee, the co-founder and CEO of Sunnies Studios.